What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This happens to be your first time here. My name's Dave, and I am fairly obsessed with LEGO, specifically around LEGO investments, and that's what this video is about today. That's what all the videos in 2023 are going to theoretically be about. I guess I can't necessarily make a promise, but it is my intention that all of this year we are going to be staying focused on LEGO investment. Probably not going to be doing box openings or talking about some of my other investments unless I do it as a bonus video. I will be trying to keep up my schedule of one video a week coming out every Friday, but sometime life gets busy, and that's kind of what happened last year. But I'm excited to be rejoining all of you again this year. And on that note, I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, a great Black Friday, as I did, and are having a very good start to the year. So Happy New Year to all of you. Merry Christmas. I know I gave you a Christmas thank you or well wishes from Cancun. Fantastic trip that my wife and I took. But I didn't have any more videos ready to go. I think you saw one last week. I think it was last week. I hope it was last week. That was my last of my box openings for my alpha investment stuff. And that's going to be the end of that stuff and the transition to our investment side. Now, with that said, today's video is going to be covering my top 5 investment returns, my ROIs, during the 2022 calendar year. Before I jump into those, though, I do want to make a note to say that I had an okay 2022 financial year. I haven't gone through all my numbers, so I don't know exactly how I performed over the course of the whole year. However, my day job picked up a lot during kind of the middle part of the year, and you guys probably noticed that because you didn't see me making videos during that period. I took at least like 6 months off. And it was more than just 6 months off of making videos. It was 6 months off of no video recording, no video editing, no video posting. I was buying a little bit of LEGO, but not nearly as much. And I certainly wasn't doing any sales. Now, I did end up sending in, I don't know, I want to say it was around $15,000 or $20,000 worth of stuff right at the tail end of the year. Q3, I think almost all of that stuff sold. A couple little tricklers there. So I know I got that stuff, but I did have stuff earlier in the year. Probably going to be a slower year. If I had to guess, somewhere in the $20,000 to $30,000 of LEGO income. Mind you, that's not profit, but that's income or revenue generated, which is okay. I mean, it's not a stellar year, but for as little as I put into it last year, I'm pretty happy with that kind of estimate. When I get the numbers together, maybe I'll do another video and share exactly how I did with you. But regardless of all that, I know some of you are really curious to know what kind of ROIs we end up getting on sets, and that's what we're going to cover today. So I have my top 5 ROIs as a percentage that I ended up getting through my 2022 sales. This is a net ROI as well, which is a little different than what I think some of the other investors put out there. So this is after all fees are taken into consideration, because I've calculated that out, because the number that matters to me is the profit number, right? So what kind of revenue did I generate? I got a bunch of fees on top of that. And obviously I've got a cost, which I track for my sets. I use cost basis averaging on sets, which might be something we talk about later in a different video as well. But that being said, here we go. We're getting into it with set number 1, which is the LEGO Duplo Batcave, set number 10919. This set, I ended up picking up for a whopping $6, and I only had a few copies of it. I want to say 2 or 3. However, I was able to sell this set for $46.94 after fees through Amazon, giving me a net ROI of 782%. That is just outrageously crazy. That's almost 8xing my money. So that one's a pretty good deal. I think it's a great set. Hopefully you should be seeing it maybe up in this area. I don't know. I'll try and stand like this to make a point to put it here. But it's a great set. It's super iconic. I wish I would have gotten more. Clearly $6 was not going to be a buy point that you could get super common across the board. I ended up finding some really good clearance deals, and that's going to be a theme of what we're going to be finding today, is that some of those clearance sets are how you're going to return your biggest ROIs, but you might not necessarily be able to stock quantity of them. Moving in, set number 2. The LEGO Duplo cars race day. I think it's Lightning McQueen race day. Is it 10924? You should be seeing that on the screen, hopefully. I paid $10 for these on clearance. Sold it for $73.46 after fees, giving me a 734% ROI net. Fantastic set. It's got the Cars theme. It's Duplo. The Duplo theme stuff I think performs really well. The other Duplo stuff I don't necessarily know as much, but pretty happy with that so far. We're 2 for 2 on Duplo. So with that, let's get into set number 3, which is LEGO Duplo again. This time it's the Spider-Man vs. Electro set. This one I've been holding on to for a little while. I've had these. I think I had 3 or 4 of them. I paid $7 each as an average. Again, another clearance find. Sold it for $41.61 after fees. So that gives me a 594% ROI. Only a few sets. But how crazy is that, right? 6xing your money on these sets. And that's the third Duplo set. Now, in all fairness, that is the last of the Duplo. But themed Duplo, I'm going to have to go back and take a second look at those sets. I don't know why they end up falling on clearance that much. Maybe it's just Duplo ends up hitting clearance more often. I know the boxes are bigger, a little bit larger to store for the price points. But man, those are some really good ROI. So keep a lookout for those. Next up, this one's another kind of clearance-based find. The LEGO Ninjago Diesel Knot set, which I don't have the set number here, but you see it up. This one I paid $60 for. I got this at Walmart. I remember buying these. These are some of my older purchases, though. So I've had this one quite a while. But after fees, I got $292.76 for this one, giving me a 487% return. That one's a huge win. This is a big box set, and I don't typically get into those. This was some of the first ones that I actually even sent into Amazon. But at least so far, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I guess I have to wait until, mid-February to see if I end up getting some crazy returns. Just some light returns so far on Amazon. No scamming that I'm aware of yet. Time will tell. Last up, number 5, and this is, I think, the last of the clearance-based finds, which is good because this is number 5. This is the last one for this video, although I do have a bonus set I'm going to share with you. So the Ninjago Lloyd's Titan Mech, set number 70676. This one I found on clearance. I paid $35 for this set, which is fantastic. I think MSRP was $70. I paid $35, which means I got it for 50% off. Sold this one for $166.65 after fees, giving me a 476% net return on that product. Fantastic money to be had. I think I only had 2 copies of that one, though, so unfortunately I couldn't scale and really bring that up, but very happy with that. We are going to go to one additional set, and it's going to be a little bit of a segue to what I hope is next week's video, but the last set, bonus set, is the Jurassic World T-Rex and Mech Dino Battle, I think is what it was called, 75938. Now, I spent $68 on this. I'm pretty sure it was a $100 set, so it was right around 30% off, which is getting closer to a more common kind of, I don't want to say standard sale because you can't buy them all day long at that price, but you can get them pretty close. Now, this one I sold after fees, $155.01, giving me a 227% ROI after everything, and that's probably more of the norm. The other ROIs that I had there were very small quantity sets. They are things that I found on crazy clearance, and it's not something that you can scale well on. But they're still impressive. They're still great deals. It's hard to pass those by, especially seeing what that ROI did. Now, if I went back across them, only a couple of them would be a good deal relative to the final sale price if I'd have paid MSRP on them. I think the Cars Race Day one would have still been pretty good, and the Diesel Knot still would have performed well. I think that was a $120 set, so getting $292 after fees and everything for that would have been really good. I did have to hold that a long time, though. But the T-Rex one, again, I think super commonly you could get that thing for about $75 from the 100 that it was, which means that at 75, turning 75 into 155, if you could have scaled and bought large quantities of it, that's really good, because keep in mind, I'm talking after all the fees, so that's net ROI, so that's doubling your money, or just a little over doubling your money, in not all that long of a period. I think I probably bought that set, might have been 3 years. I guess that's getting right around kind of an average hold time. But anyway, I was very impressed with the ROIs that I was able to get on these sets this year, and that's what next week's video is going to be about. Next week, I'm going to share my top 5 ROIs of 2022, specifically focused on those sets that I paid really close to MSRP or kind of standard pricing so that you could actually scale. So stay tuned next week for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you sold, what some of your best ROIs are, if you had anything in here that kind of shocked you, or what you expect maybe even to see in next week's top 5 video. So with that, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for the shaky cam, but I'm holding this thing. Next time I'll try and get it on a tripod. Thanks, everybody. We will see you in the next one. Bye.